Founder and MD of SES and former ED of SEBI is now joining us. Mr. Gupta, what's your first reaction? Do you think they will have to give an open offer to this deal?
Yeah, in my opinion, if the issuance is a primary issuance through the preferential route, then it will trigger an open offer and the LIC will have to give an open offer for this. But then there will be a lot of problems in that. The issue would be that as it is, the public float in IDBI Bank is very little. Now, after the preferential offer, their public shareholding will be only 4 to 5%. Now, the question would be, if the open offer is there, then the public shareholding will be less than 75%. And as it is, IDBI Bank has only till August 2018 to comply with the public shareholding norm. Now, once this is done, now the question would be that with LIC and government holding, none of them could be classified as a public holding because LIC will become a controlling shareholder and government will also be having holding. So it will create a typical situation where the public float will be less than 10% and after open offer, the public float will reduce further. So all the provisions of SAST will trigger because they say that if after open offer, the public shareholding falls below 75%, then the company has to reduce its holding so that the public becomes 25% holder. So all those complications will arise, but again, all these things will have to be seen once the whole contour of the scheme are in public domain. As of now, we are only talking about what we have been told by the press or what is it. Actually, what is going to happen, we will see when the application to SEBI is moved.
So, does that make a preferential allotment, preferential issue more likely for this deal?
That is what they have said, that there will be preferential issue, but preferential offer will trigger open offer. Open offer will trigger a situation where the public float will be less than 25%, and then the another provisions of SAST will trigger. So, but in my opinion, the problem is that probably the government is not very well advised, because if it was a private deal, it would be done in such a manner that none of those situations would have arisen. But unfortunately, government does not do that financial engineering, which private sector would be doing it.
Now, going through the details of the board meet, it also says that a cabinet nod is also required. Now, could you explain how critical that could be in this whole deal playing out?
No, I do not know what cabinet note may be required, but cabinet note may be required for the simple reason because as of now IDBI is a majority owned by Government of India, and if tomorrow after the preferential offer it will not be majority holder, so maybe a note will be required. I do not know what basis they are saying, but then a note will be required. Government giving up its controlling stake in IDBI, probably that, but one doesn't really know. Unless until we know the details, we cannot comment.
But Mr. Gupta, as you said that it's a primary offer, that's why open offer needs to be triggered. In ONGC HPCL deal, there was an exemption given. Was that because it was a secondary offering?
No, there was no exemption. See, if you look at this, it was an acquisition. Now, there were two promoter-owned companies. That HPCL was owned by government and ONGC was owned by government. Government transferred its equity to another owned company. So there is a provision in SAST where this is allowed. So in my opinion, as far as my interpretation is concerned, even if it was a two private companies where one promoter was held by the same promoter, if the promoter shareholding was changing, probably open offer was not required, even there also. So there was no special exemption given to ONGC HPCL. It is a built-in provision in SAST.
Gupta, it was great chatting with you and getting some more perspective on this deal and the outcome of LIC's all-important board meet today.